Good afternoon, my beautiful people. How are you all doing today and this week? I hope you are all doing so well. So I thought I would do a WIP and Chat today. It's been a little while since, I've sat down and talked to you guys about anything. And I, have some stuff to talk about, and I thought we could work on this beautiful project. It is 52 by 72. The fabric size is 60 by 80, and this is Hecate. I said it wrong last time, so I am so excited to do this one, and I thought, why not let you guys join me? So I'll talk for a bit, and then I'll, turn it off, and then I'll just film myself, and then I'll do a little quick where I ended for the day. So how does that sound to everybody? One thing I really do want to point out about Feelook Art canvas, so their canvas, I think, in my personal opinion, and please remember, even if they were to send me stuff, if there were issues or if I didn't like it, I would have no problem telling them that. I am very honest, and I'm not going to tell you guys anything that I personally wouldn't tell myself or, anything like that. So I wanted to point out, though, their adhesive is amazing. Let's pull out some drills here. We're just going to pull out a random color. We'll go with the purple just because it's easy to see. So let's put a couple in here. All right, so, okay, so let's say you drop your beads. Oh no, look what I did. They are very easy to pick up. They won't stick unless you put weight down on them. So I'm going to be able to get all of these up, and you guys are watching, so, I mean, I don't think it counts if they, are on other ones, but I find them, it's great because I tend to sometimes overshake my drills. Sometimes, I'm just not paying attention, and it's amazing because I can go back and I can take these all out and I don't have to worry about ruining the adhesive. So I really love working on their canvases because I just find I have no complaints whatsoever. When I first started doing openings for Feelook, okay, maybe I put a little too many on to make you guys watch me pick them up, but they're there now, so I have to. So yeah, I just cut my nails. Normally I would be able to pick these up quite a bit quicker, but I want to play with my nails later today or tomorrow, and so I kind of cut some of them. There was something else I wanted to show you. I've only got 5 left here. And they're so easy to get up. I don't have to worry about it. And even you can see, maybe, I'll look in a second here to see if you can see what I see. Oh, last one there. Okay, so, oh, see, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can see that I scratched the adhesive, and it's still just as sticky as anywhere else. And when I place drills, if I place them and have to move them, so if I put down, say, a row of 6, and I have to, shift them, they're amazing for that too. Let's start painting, and then as we go, we'll talk about those things. So I want to get these pluses done, and I don't know if you can see here. So I just took my book and I wrote down 8 symbols that I found in this area, and that way I just don't have to keep referring back to, the canvas you know, because I do have it rolled up at the top when I'm diamond painting, and so I do find this a nice way just to, you know, keep what I'm doing in a great place. So let's see, we're looking at the pluses right here. No, yep. So number 2, which is right here. I'm loving this canvas so much. I'm a little worried, not worried, I guess that's not the word. I'm kind of, okay, I'm excited to start working with those like mini drills. I've never worked with them before, and so I'm worried I'm gonna get like wax all over my canvas. If you guys have any, you know, tips, tricks, advice for those really tiny drills, please leave them in the comments down below. And I need to, sorry about this, I have tried responding to every person that has left a comment on my last 4 videos, 3 videos, I think. And every time I write a response, it tells me an error has occurred and I cannot respond to anybody who's left a message. So I apologize about that. I am going to go and see what I can do and maybe try and fix it, and maybe that'll get better. So this is one of my favorite pens. I have a 3-placer on one side and a 1 on the other. And this is the ugliest pen, but the 6-placer is awesome. I am in love with my 6-placer. And like, I had to tape it on because a chunk of my pen broke off, and then I just use a regular one there. So yeah, that's what I'm using. So let's get some wax here. This one just happens to be the one I have in my hand, so we're going to use that one. So, all right. So if I'm putting drills on, let's see, say I put one and it's way out of like line. I don't know if you can see that, but I am able to move it to where I need it to. I just slide it over, and then I give a little push, and then it stays. I've never had an issue with any of their drills popping off. I think their adhesive is pretty much perfect. I mean, there are times that, say, like, as I'm, you know, painting along and dropping drills, I tend to, you know, put my hand or my arm onto the adhesive sometimes. And so I'm really glad that, you know, like, it doesn't ruin the adhesive when I do that, even though I do try not to do that. So yeah, let's see here. There we go. I'm not the straightest when it comes to placing drills, but I think that that's part of what makes it unique. Nobody's will ever look exactly the same just because we all do things differently. And that's what makes things, you know, homemade, handmade. So, all right. So, guys, I'm so excited to be here. I have so much stuff to tell you guys. So it has been so busy here at my house. So let's say about a month ago, I see here, I don't know if you can see, but if I push it over and then push down, it will stay where I want it to. So that is amazing. I love that. There, see, and then we can just put 3 in. I'm debating of getting another, like, maybe a 4-placer to have on it at all times. Although I guess I do, oops, there goes some wax. I don't want to leave that on there, do we? So, all right. So, a lot has happened in the past, like, month or two, and it's been awesome. So, first of all, I guess this part isn't awesome. There's a lady who is part of the Dearly Wrought Sampler Guild here in Calgary, and she passed away. I never got to meet her, and from what everybody says, I really wish I had. Sorry about the crinkles. So there were 3 ladies from the guild who went through all of her stuff and sorted it, and man, they had a big job to do, let me tell you. So then we sent out, you know, emails to the different guilds and let them know that, you know, we were having a sale. So I was there for the first, it was on a Saturday and Sunday, and sorry, I was there both Saturday and Sunday, and I got, you know, to be there to help people if they needed help while, you know, looking at all their stuff. Shauna had such a big amount of stuff. Like, wow, that lady, she was a prolific cross-stitcher. And beautiful stitches. So I got to nicely, thank you, by because I was there helping to sell, I got to look at stuff and I got to buy stuff, you know, and some of the things that were really nice, they asked me if I wanted beforehand, so they kept them off to the side. And the first day, so on the Saturday, we didn't have a huge amount of people, and I forgot to tell some other people. So I brought home so much stuff, you guys. Like, the prices on things, they were like giving the stuff away. It was so inexpensive, and I got very lucky. And so then I went back on the Sunday and, you know, sat with the girls and helped people who came in and talked to them, and you know the drill, right? And so we did that for Sunday, and then as I was leaving on Sunday, there was this one piece, and it's a homemade box. Shauna's husband made it, and it holds Mill Hill beads, a ton of Mill Hill beads, and it's beautiful. And so they wanted to sell that like as a whole set to somebody, but nobody bought it, so they gave it to me. And you guys, you have to see this. It is stunning. If you guys would like to see some of the stuff I got from Shauna's and some other places, let me know, and I can film the video for that. I have no problems with that. So I got a ton of stuff at Shauna's. So that was amazing. I love my guilds, the 3 of them that I'm part of. I feel so blessed, and I feel so grateful for all 3 guilds and all of the people in the guilds. I have made such amazing friends in the last year, and I just, you know, I keep making more, and I feel so much gratitude, so much. Like, any one of those ladies that I'm talking about, they could call for anything and I would drop everything to help. They're amazing, and they have been beyond kind to me. So anyway, so that was that weekend. And then the weekend after that was Comic Expo here in Calgary. So Darren's birthday is in January, so sometimes it makes it hard to get him a gift since, you know, Christmas and New Year's is right there. And so Kyrie and I had decided to buy tickets for me, Darren, her girlfriend Flora, her boyfriend Kaylin, and herself. So Kyrie ended up buying the tickets, so she was the one who facilitated all of us going. So they do this big parade. It's called the Parade of Wonders, where, you know, everybody dresses up in their cosplay, and they have a parade that ends at the BMO Center or the Saddle Dome steps. And yeah, it's amazing. Oh, look at that. I forgot one. I missed one. Well, the weather was so awful that they couldn't have the parade. It got canceled. So what they did is they did, like, there's kind of this little sheltered area around the new BMO, and they, the people who were interested went over there, and they had like a dance party. So that was really cool. And so we got there early so we could get a pretty good parking spot, and we just sat in the car. Actually, to be honest, we didn't. We had nap. Like, we wanted a good parking stall, and that meant being there no later than 10. And doors didn't open that early, and so honestly we had a nap in the car while we waited. That's what we did. So then we went in, and getting in was so confusing and complicated, and the people who were supposed to be helping were just saying go, like not explaining where, why, or anything. So getting in was not the most fun, but once we did get in, it was amazing. And so we went on Friday. It starts Thursday night is like the sneak peek, and then Friday is the first full day, and then you have Saturday and all day Sunday. And so we went on Friday. So Kyrie had talked to Darren's boss to get him the day off, and because they switched his Saturdays, he ended up having to work during something, and somebody had to pick me up for it because his weekends got moved, so he didn't like have to have the day off and then go to Expo and then work on Saturday, so we switched his Saturday around. Anyway, so we had so much fun there. It was amazing. We didn't get to see everything we wanted. It was a little confusing, and because it's so busy, you know, what should take you, a normal person, like what, we'll say a minute to walk from one end of the aisle to the other, it's taking you 3 times as long because of all the people, and then you're shuffle stepping, so you're taking like 3 times the amount of steps. So getting out, we were on the other side of the BMO and we couldn't get out there, so that was confusing. And then what else? So we walked around and, you know, looked at things. One of my new friends, her daughter actually has a booth, and I will link her down below. Her store name is Cutie Gurumi. Tell me that isn't amazing. I love that title. And so I bought some, like, the little, you know, octopuses off, or I think they were octopuses, or maybe squids. I don't know. Anyway, I bought 4, and then I took a picture of them, and I told Kyrie, Flora, and Kaylin that they each had to pick one, and they had to name it and tell me the name. So I haven't got the names yet, but I'm super excited. So they did pick them already. And so, yeah, that was really fun to get that. And a couple years ago, when I was in Ontario, there was this really big, like, fair market. Like, yeah, a market. And what was I going to say? Oh, they bought me these 2 books by this one author, and I loved them, and they're signed. So last year when we went, I got the 3rd book signed in that set, and then I started another set. So she was there, and I'm such a dork when I like see people. Like, there's this one lady in the Calgary Guild who makes counted canvas patterns, and she's very well known, and I got to sit beside her, and I was trying so hard not to fangirl over her, and the lady that she works with, Lisa, was also there. And so, oh my gosh, I try so hard not to fangirl, but then I don't say anything. So yeah, so basically I didn't say or do anything with her. But there were a ton of other artists, and there was this artist who did coloring books, and so I actually bought one of her coloring books. And again, if you want to see it, let me know. It is beautiful, let me tell you. This lady is very talented, so talented, and I feel so happy that I get to, you know, play with her art. So yeah, and so I got that. What else? Darren got a pure silver bar with Batman on it, like etched in it, and it's a limited edition thing. And so that's kind of cool. Sorry. So yeah, that was really cool. I can't think of what else I got. I got stuff, I know I did, but I can't remember. Well, if I remember later, I'll let you know. So yeah, so expo, and then we couldn't quite figure out where the food stuff was, so we ended up going outside. They had some food trucks out there, and so we just ate from one of the food trucks. We had a burger. It was not very good at all. And then once we realized where the food was, like, we were not far from it, and so that was kind of frustrating. Nobody's fault. The directions that we had were not fantastic. We had a hard time finding the things we were looking for. Oh, I know what I got. I got hair knives, where you twist your hair up and you stick the knife through it, and they have like things that hang off of them. They're so beautiful. I am so excited to wear those. So yeah, and then we came home, and Kyrie and Flora and Kaylin, they stayed, and they had a wonderful time. So they got to go do the red carpet, and let me tell you, their costumes were fantastic. Like, oh, they looked so cool, all of them. And together, I so wish I could show you guys. Oh my god, they looked so awesome. Maybe they'll let me show you their costumes, and maybe I could just take their heads off. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so we went home, and oh yeah, we bought 2 like mystery boxes. We bought one for Lord of the Rings and one for Supernatural. I'm actually wearing the Supernatural t-shirt I got. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to. So it's got the wings, the car, the gun, the knife, the angel knife. There's the anti-demon symbol, and the Mark of Cain. So I'm very excited that I have this shirt. I love it, and it is so comfortable. So yeah, I guess that kind of was that weekend. I mean, it was a lot to do. I had a friend who went, her and her best friend, and they do like the full thing. So I believe it's like $500 for the whole thing. So you get tickets to everything. You get first in line for signatures, to talk to people, you know, all of that. And we're thinking of maybe doing that next year. You know, I want to so badly, but realistically, for me, I'm not going to be able to do more than one day. We know that. So, I mean, maybe next year he can go for the, you know, the 4 days and whatnot, because we found out that a lot of people that we know actually go that we didn't know went before this. So, you know, because there's no way I could do 3 days. I would end up in the hospital doing that. So that's probably not the best bet, but I am totally on board with Kyrie and Darren doing it. I think it's such a fantastic experience, and for me, spending money is, you know, like, gifts are great. There's nothing, but I would rather gift somebody an experience, you know? So there's that. So yeah. So yes, that was that weekend. So I was pretty tuckered out. I got really sick afterwards, which is never something to look forward to, but I can't really take my pain meds if I'm out in public. I can a little bit, but mostly I can't. And so when I do things, I have to do things knowing that I can't have my meds and I'm going to end up sick. So it's kind of an all or nothing thing with my pain. So, you know, like, if I start doing stuff, it's great and it's helpful. But then at the same time, I get sick. And so I have to decide, is that outing or whatever we're doing worth being sick for? And the things that I do, yes, it does. I would rather be sick and in bed and in, you know, vomiting and everything for, you know, a couple days than miss out and not have friends. So I understand that that's, you know, something I have to live with, and that's okay. You know, I make it work the best I can for me. So after Expo, let's see, what did we do after Expo? Well, I know Darren's parents came back from Arizona. We picked them up and took them home and spent the weekend with them, so that was really nice. We found out yesterday that Darren's uncle has passed away, and they live in BC. So we're not sure what's going on yet, but once we have some more concrete plans, I'm assuming we're going to go for the wake or the funeral or whatever they decide to do. So that'll be happening here in a little bit. And then, goodness, okay, so, wait. So last weekend, on Sunday, Darren and I went and played Dungeons and Dragons. at our usual Dungeons and Dragons place. And we had a good time, as always. And then, oh, this is exciting. So when we were at the store, we play at a store called Imaginary Wars. And we've been playing there in kind of like a beginner's like place, I guess. Yeah, we've been playing there for almost a year and a half, 2 years for sure. So yeah, we're there a lot. And while we were walking, so Kyrie and her friends have decided to do a D&D group, and Kyrie is going to be the dungeon master. And so they had their first game a week ago, and they had so much fun. And so I had kind of been, thinking about maybe wanting to DM. So we were at Imaginary Wars, and they had this box, and it's for newer people, and it's a Stranger Things box. And so I am going to DM a Stranger Things campaign, and it is different from the show, which is awesome. So that is so exciting. I can't wait. So I still have to read through quite a bit of stuff regarding it, but we have the box, and I've started reading it, and we're starting to find people. And so yeah, it's starting to get really exciting. I am so excited for that. The stuff that comes in the box was so cool. I'm very excited. And then Kyrie had actually been wanting it, and she wants to do the campaign for her friends. So I told her, or Darren and I told her, that if we were doing the campaign, so I get to do it first. So I get to run the campaigns first, and then, because she's got to be there for my games. So once she's there and, gets the games and stuff, then she can use them on her friends. And there is no reason why she should have to buy another box or anything I can share. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I'm very excited. I loved Stranger Things. My daughter and I watched it together, and we stayed up really late one night to watch, the last 2 episodes, because we knew we'd be crying and stuff. But then I got really, really sick, and it was on the last episode, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't hear it. I was really, really, really sick. And Kyrie and I were supposed to go back and rewatch it, but we never did. So I guess I'll just, go rewatch it on my own, which is fine. And yeah, so that's coming up. So there's a girl who works with Darren and Kyrie, and she wants to be part of it. So we have 3 players so far. Yeah, and I think you can have a maximum of 5 with this one, maybe 6. Yeah, so it's really exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Last year I got some very pretty dice, so I cannot wait to do this. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to see it. I'm assuming most of you don't have any desire to see my supernatural stuff, but hey, it's there if you feel like it. So all right. And then, oh my gosh, so last Friday was one of the best days ever, ever. And I got so sick afterwards, but you know what? It was totally 1000% worth it. So there's this sale in Calgary called Ujamagramma, and it is basically crafting, well, not crafting, but like, you know, crafting stuff. So people donate this stuff, and so in this fall, Ujamagramma puts on a different it's like knitted things people make, like already made items. And then in the spring they have the big sale where they sell all the stuff, and then you make the stuff and sell it in the fall. And they've been doing that for years. Well, I hadn't even heard about this thing before. And I was at one of my stitchy days, which is amazing because the people that are part of that stitchy group, I love them. I think they're so awesome. And it was not just my first time, so I didn't feel like, you know, total knob. But yeah, and so we walked in, and so for the Friday, because it's the first day, they put tickets up online, and they let people in by time. So the doors open at 10:30. So I believe how it works is they have like 100 people go in at 10:30, and then I don't know whether it's 11 or 11:30, then they let people in. But for the Friday, you do have to buy a ticket online because so many people want to go, and it's only $5, and all that means is that you get to go on Friday. And you get to be, you know, some of the first ones through the door to pick the stuff you want. And it's at a curling club rink, and it's huge. And so you like walk in, and there is a massive wall of quilting stuff. And then if you go, you know, past that, then they have like the fabric that you can cut for sewing, like clothes or whatever. And then after that, they have yarn, and then they had like some sewing machines, a couple irons. They had lots of frames. They had weaving frames. They had hoops for stitching. So many different kinds of frames. Then they had patterns, kits, notions. So like I bought a thing of floss away bags. Yeah. And so I spent way more than I probably should have. I didn't get any batting, which I wish I had, but at that point I literally couldn't carry anything anymore. I used one of those big massive Walmart bags, and that was like overflowing. And then we got this really big bag from the expo, and so pardon me, so that bag was full. And so it was so awesome. So one of the ladies, she came and picked me up, which is amazing because I literally live on the other side of the city with like totally out of the way of anybody. And anyway, so she came and picked me up, and then we met the other girls who were waiting in line. And then we all went in together, and then when we were done, I was told that we were all going for lunch, and they knew that I didn't really have a lot of money, and so they took me out for lunch, which was fabulous. And I thought it was just going to be the one friend and then one of the other friends, but it wasn't. We all went. And oh my God, It was so much fun. We went to a Vietnamese food place. I am not good about trying new things. So I just got some plain rice, and you know what? That was perfectly fine with me. I wasn't really that hungry anyway. And we were just laughing so hard. And then when we were done lunch, we went out to the parking lot and we went to everybody's vehicles so we could show everybody what we got at the sale. So that was so much fun. And then the one lady drove me home, and I cannot wait for next year. I cannot wait till like my next stitchy day with these ladies. Like, it's awesome. And this one lady brought her son, and this kid, he bought like this weaving loom, and it already had some on it, but then he bought like some wool for like felting, and he stitches. He's learning, I don't know if he's learning to stitch or does stitch, but yeah, he was there, and that was fun to, you know, see things from that perspective. So I had the best time. I absolutely am so lucky to have these people in part of my life. I am so lucky. So anyway, that's pretty much what's been happening here. Can't think of much of anything else. I have some unboxings coming up. Yeah. I know that there's some markets and stuff coming up, so I think Kyrie and I, and maybe her girlfriend and boyfriend might go for like to one of the night markets. That would be so much fun. I need to get another tattoo with Kyrie because, you know, can never have enough of those. So I got tons of new patterns. I got so much stuff. Like, I had to make 2 trips to carry it in the house. And right now I have nowhere to actually put the stuff, and so it's just kind of, you know, sitting in a bag by my couch. So I have been trying to get that stuff sorted, trying to, you know, we're going to be moving around our living room. And so trying to figure out how we want the TV to be, how we, you know, want whatever. So we've been working on that and trying to get, you know, some space. So we have a couple really, really large desks, and they do not serve us anymore. We actually don't even use our desktop computer anymore. It's old, so that's okay. So yeah, we're going to be getting rid of those, and we're going to be turning our living room like sideways. So the couch is going to end up, you're going to end up walking between the couch and the wall to get through the house to the kitchen. But part of that is that I realized the way I sit, so I have a window on the back of my house, and then I have a window on the front of my house, and I have a generic lazy boy type chair, and I can never understand how I am always so hot, and yet Darren and Kyrie are sitting there shaking with blankets on. But then I realized that I am not at all like the way that the chair is, because of the back of it. I don't get any of the air blowing through because the chair blocks it. And so that is such a huge thing that we'd never thought about. So it was pretty cool that we kind of figured that out. And so, yeah, so that's why we're trying to move our chairs like sideways, so at least we will get to enjoy that, you know, little bit of air. So instead of everybody being cold but me. Plus then I think it would put me closer to the window, which is great because then, you know, if I'm hot, then I can have a window right there. So that's going to take some time and some logistics, but that is what we're working on, and we've got to figure out what we're going to put in place, because right now we have our TV up on a really high stand, and my husband wants to bring it kind of down a little bit, so it's more eye level instead of looking up. So we need to find a TV stand or something that will work as a TV stand. We're happy with the size of our TV, so we have no desire to get anything bigger. And then we have the PlayStation and the modem, I think, are the only two things like we need plugged in. So yeah. And of course we have to do it inexpensively. And I need to figure out a way to store my crafts and my projects. I do not have a really great storage option right now for my stuff, and so it kind of builds up, and then it gets, you know, put away because there's too much, and then I forget what I have, and then I go buy more, and it's a lot. So yeah, I was thinking, we have half of a closet, like a front closet where you would hang your jacket, and we used to have our freezer in there. It was just a little apartment size one, and it broke, and we don't have that anymore, and I don't think we need that anymore. Kyrie, you know, she's barely ever here, and so it's just for me and Darren, right, to cook or whatever. So yeah, so I was thinking of finding like a cute little like shelf or something that I could put in the closet, so we have the doors that slide, and normally we keep the one side open because that's where we hang our jackets, and we have shoes and stuff in the bottom. And I was thinking if I could find a cute shelf and put it in there, and then make some really cute project bags, and then when I go to film a video, if I, you know, decide to go and try and do floss tube again, then I can just put, you know, one of the chairs in front of it. I can open up that side of the closet, and then I would have like the background of all my projects. Oh, sorry if you saw my head or if I got out of the way, sorry. So yeah, that's kind of maybe what I'm thinking, because then if they're in there, then they're stored, obviously, but then we're not, like, I'm not taking up a ton of floor space in our living area, I think. And so, yeah, I think that would be better, because I do have a lot of stuff. So if we can, you know, make some cabinets or whatever, I have no issues with, you know, putting my stuff in there. Just so that it's, you know, not visible to everybody. I don't need all of my stuff out at once, you know. So I think that for the moment is the plan. Yeah, so, all right, I am going to let you guys do your thing, and I am going to diamond paint some more, and then I will put it on fast forward so that you don't have to sit through it all. So at least it's quicker. So I think that's what I had to say. I also, by the way, I would like to say thank you to Feelook Art. They have been amazing with working with me. I love their products. I can be honest about what a great product. They are. I love Feelook Art, and I'm blessed that they have worked with me, and hopefully we can continue to work together. So that is pretty much that. All right, I am going to pause it here, and then I'm going to, sorry, I just want to finish these like little randomy ones, because these are like the last of the 8s in this section without going higher, I think. So I just want to get those done first. But so yes, it has been an amazing and fun week. And oh, in June, I am going on my first out of town stitching retreat. I'm so excited. Like, when I think about it, I get those like fun jumpy beans in my tummy feeling. I know that sounds stupid, but it does. I get so excited. So, I've been talking for like an hour. All right. I will see you guys in a little while. night, everybody. Hopefully you can see how much I've accomplished. So I'm almost done the bottom here, and once, you know, I get past here, it's going to go much quicker. So I hope you guys enjoyed my talking. If you could do the YouTube-y things, that would be great. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. It really helps my videos get out there. And don't forget, you matter and you are enough. Thank you. Bye.